So when you are choosing food and drink, consider their thermal nature. Okay, so you don't want mint to keep warm. Well, here, have a nice mint tea to keep you warm. It's not what you think of with mint. You think of it, oh wow, that's cool and refreshing. Hello, this is Susan. Welcome to Lovely Long Faces. I'm bringing you a small tutorial on how to take care of yourself and enjoy the winter months. This is not a wilderness class, but it will help you stay warmer in the winter and help you not suffer the consequences of becoming too cold. So the first thing, a person needs to change their story. If their story is they're too cold or they can't handle the cold, they're miserable in the cold, they need to be warm. All these things are stories that could possibly be not true if you can let go of the story and learn to experiment a little bit with the cold and see if you could have a better relationship with it. The second thing is you need to prepare. You cannot just grab a jacket and go outside for an extended period of time in this part of the country or anywhere where it gets cold or stays cold through the winter. So think about what you have, and I'll give you more information, but make sure that before you go out that you've thought out what you're going to be doing outside and what you need to have to prepare for that. Okay, here's the biggie. You need to stay dry and clean, and your clothes need to be dry and clean. This is not the day to hop out of the shower and dry yourself off and throw on your winter clothes and go out and enjoy yourself. This is a time where you need a good amount of time between your shower and you've had some, house clothes on, and you've milled around for a while, and you've made sure that you were good and dry before you put your winter clothes on to go outside. Okay, so it's important. Also, the clean part, we get oil secretions and stuff, and that's a dampness that would keep the cold close to us. You need to dress in layers, and it's best if they're loose layers. This is not your skinny jeans day. Some of your clothes you might want to have in larger sizes than what you'd normally wear if it was the only layer you're wearing. Consider loose layers on, and then you layer on and you layer off. If you're going outside, you add layers. When you're coming back in and say, oh crap, I need to go back in and do this and this and this really quick. Well, if it's like quick walk through the house and grab your gloves, then that might be fine. But if you have to stop and look for something or something, you need to take layers off. Okay? If it's also an activity, this could be based on your activity. So, if it's, I need to really quickly shovel the snow before I go, then you need to layer off while you're shoveling the snow, because what you're trying to do is avoid sweating. All right? Because you want to stay clean and dry. So with higher activity, you take layers off. With lower activity, you put layers on. If you go inside, you take layers off, and when you go back outside, you put layers on. This is important to not sweat. I also recommend keeping your head and neck covered. You can lose a lot of heat through your head, tremendous amount of heat through your head. And your neck can be vulnerable. Some people are more vulnerable this way than others, where they'll get colder deeper or get sick if their neck is exposed. I still recommend covering your head and neck even if you're less vulnerable. Okay, you should be eating and drinking warm things. Okay? You don't want to be out there and get a chill on the inside because you drank a cold soda pop. So consider warmer things, warmer solutions, nutritious solutions too. Like the animals require a lot of calories to stay warm in the wintertime. We might want to consider a higher calorie item like bone broth with the good quality calories. So when you are choosing food and drink, consider their thermal nature. Okay, so you don't want mint to keep warm. Well, here, have a nice mint tea to keep you warm. It's not what you think of with mint. You think of it, oh wow, that's cool and refreshing. So think of warmer substances to keep you warm. And also, while you're thinking of warmer substances, think along the lines of ginger and cinnamon and nutmeg. So your stuff that makes chai. Less along the lines of hot peppers and garlic, because hot peppers and garlic would make you sweat. Okay, onions too. So if you came back inside, hot peppers and garlic would be fine in this context, and it would help you actually sweat a little bit and make sure that what cold was trapped in your skin would get out. But you don't want to do it while you're still outside. And along with that is, let's talk about alcohol. A lot of people say, oh, have a little bit of alcohol to warm up. And they are right that alcohol has a warm thermal nature and you will feel warmer doing it. But if you like to drink and you want to drink alcohol to warm up, do it after you come back inside and not before. Alcohol will bring your blood, your capillaries open up towards the skin. In order to stay warm, your blood needs to stay deeper in your body, and alcohol will bring that closer to the skin, and you'll actually get colder. And your judgment of how warm or cold you are will not be fully intact. So you'll start to feel warmer, but you're actually getting colder. Okay, I already said something about getting sick, and this is where you go, but Susan, colds come from viruses. Of course colds come from viruses. I'm not. It's not like I study in medicine from the Dark Ages. Oh wait, I do. Colds come from viruses that you've already caught. Your immune system has already kept it in check. And then when your body has to utilize resources to maintain homeostasis in the presence of cold outside, like you're having to maintain its internal temperature, then your immune system becomes compromised. And then you succumb to the virus that you've already caught. Okay? So that's why it's associated with the cold. And everybody knows that you don't actually get a cold from the cold, but that's why it's associated with the cold, is because the symptoms begin to manifest. And it starts its virus process once the immune system can't keep it under control anymore. So, we're not wanting you to get sick. We want you to enjoy the winter sports and keep yourself warm. There's no products I endorse. Nobody's sponsoring me with all of my 9 subscribers, including myself. But if there's one product I endorse, it's Columbia's Omni-Heat. Okay? And so Omni-Heat products have this spotted shiny liner, okay, and they have hats, gloves, base layers. This is my hat, so the hat that you see me wearing a lot, this is why. They have base layers, and they have snow pants, boots. I don't have all these things. I have a few things, and when I wear these, need to be washed and hang dried. They cannot be dried in the dryer. And when this stuff is gone, it actually is very noticeable. There's other things that I'm happy with, but none of them that's actually impressed me like this. The military follows everything I just told you, and so you can find layers of clothing that you can buy at Army surplus stores, and not all of it looks super Army-ish. Also, a story you might have is that you need to be warm out there, and you don't necessarily need to be warm. What you need to do is not be cold, or not be too cold. Okay, so as if it's a manageable temperature, you don't necessarily need to be fireplace cozy, and you don't even need to look like you're bundled up all that much. Lots of times people get one big thick layer and it's not nearly as effective as what I just explained to you. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you come out and enjoy the wintertime sports.